headed to Dallas, leaving Mobile. Coco Brown, where we at? What we doing right now? What we doing?
We are going to school, well, my school, SMU. I have to be on campus tomorrow. It's my first ish kind of official day training. I do my physical. And yeah, I'm starting my journey in college. I'm excited.
Yeah. Speaking of excited, like been preparing for this for a while, and it's here. You're literally driving. I'm riding with you. You're driving to college right now. Like, how special does that feel? Like, what do you feel? What's your gut feeling right now?
I'm excited. Like I've gone this last month or so with graduation and then family coming. And then, my last day at academy, I've gone through like a few different emotions of excitement plus sadness, like bittersweet, leaving Florida, my academy, and being there the last couple years. And but now it's just I'm excited for the next chapter and it gets started, um and ready to work. Yeah.
What's some of the things going to college that has you excited? Is anything in particular, or is it next chapter just to adulthood? Like, what is it that you've been thinking about over this last month, 6 months or so?
Yeah, I mean, I would say one of the biggest things is that adulthood, but now like it is completely in my hands. I would say like between it's not really up to you and mom anymore, like deciding, okay, where's certain practices, where academy, like where's the best place for her to be training, fitness wise, like I'm all gonna have it to my own disposal, and I get to make the most of that opportunity. And now it is like, tennis is an individual sport, so you get to, decide on the court. But now it's like all aspects. I get to decide, school wise, how much I'm doing, and it's people can say it's more pressure, which it is a little bit more pressure, but I think I don't know, I'm happy and I'm excited about that whole aspect of it. And just meeting new people and being a new environment is also very exciting too. And I'm looking forward to it.
SMU is a unique school. It's we went to a few places. It literally came on our radar, your radar, kind of late in the process. And
Yeah.
um, what are some of the things that SMU uh, brings to you or gives you that makes you excited to want to go? Um, like it's pluses and minuses.
Yeah, so what drew me to SMU first off was my coach. I loved her. She was first at Wisconsin, and then she got the job last August. And I was thankful to this day that she got the job. But I knew coaching wise and growing and development, I was going to be set going into my visit at SMU. But as soon as I got on campus and just being in the city of Dallas, I was like, this is me. Like everything about it, the campus, the feel of it, it just felt right. And meeting the girls on the team, like we just clicked, I would say, kind of automatically, and just everything that SMU has to offer. It's ACC now, Power Four, and it's also a smaller school, which some people know, but not as many. So they don't have as many sports. They have 17 sports, which most colleges only have like 30, 33, something like that, where they can cater more to tennis. Where a lot of the bigger schools, I went on other visits to Big Ten schools where they're having the 30 or so sports where they're paying attention to tennis, but they can't provide or pay as much attention because they have the other sports to cater to. So I thought that was pretty big. SMU's facilities are amazing. And one of the other things I thought was really cool is that SMU has its own fitness trainer and our own gym at the facility where we're not really sharing that space with other athletes. So I can go there whenever I want. I have my coach disposable to me whenever I want, which the other schools I did too, but it's just they're not all over the place, kind of like how the other schools were. So SMU just checked all my boxes and I'm super happy about my choice.
It's awesome. Anything that scares you about SMU and scares you about this time? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I would say where it is exciting that I'm gonna be on my own and everything's in my hands, but it's also is kind of scary because it's kind of like I'm not familiar with that territory. I'm not although I am familiar with SMU, but I'm not really familiar with it either. At the same time, in just college life itself, and where yes, I've been homeschooled these last 2 years, but I've been in high school, but college is a lot different from high school in that same sense. And also, I wouldn't say it's scary, the competition factor of it. I wouldn't say it's scary. It's just it is unfamiliar to me. So that aspect is kind of like, well, um, how will things go? You know, it's a team aspect too. So it's just a lot of unfamiliarity. Wow, take that out. But it's just, it's just very, it's not familiar to me at all. So yeah, not scary though.
Um, Obviously, you transition into college. You got new friends you're gonna meet, new people, um, ups and downs, unfamiliar territory, like you said. Um, Now you've moved a lot. You've had the um, training academies, different coaches, different locations, different cities, basically your whole life. Um, but is there any particular thing that you may miss, with this portion of your life as you're starting your new life? Is there anything you'll miss?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the last month or so, like I've kind of like gotten to think about it all. I feel like, and it's kind of hit me hard. And I've got to think about, just the different moves and things like that. Um, I guess like really feeling like the childhood portion of it. And honestly, I didn't really think I was maybe gonna miss the repetition of academy type life as much. But just thinking about it the last week or so, I feel like I will definitely miss it and my coaches and coming back. Junior tennis, I don't think I'm not gonna miss that at all. I'm not gonna lie. um,
Why do you say that?
um, Junior tennis, it just kind of like how I was saying, the repetition of it. It's just very the repetition and then immaturity of certain aspects of it. Um, it's very taxing and it gets annoying, especially like now because I've been doing it for so long, and just the tournaments and stuff. And then now you're like, everybody, you're playing and just playing the same people for years. And it's just, I mean, it's nice, it's cool, it's fun, but like now I'm just like, what's next, So I'll miss that. And then being around family, I'm gonna miss that factor too. But it's also exciting to be, alone.
What's one thing you're grateful from your journey? Like all of that. Is there one thing that you're grateful for?
Honestly, the moves, like I am like, each one um was hard, very hard for me at a time. I was talking about this with my dad. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? When I moved from Memphis to Atlanta, like my first year I was in Atlanta, I could not stand Atlanta at all. Like I did not want to be there. I was like, oh my gosh, like send me back to Memphis. Like why? And I was like, after the first year and just seeing new things and better competition, and I ended up loving Atlanta. I know I loved it a lot, and I learned so much and just got better and got introduced to a different type of training in Atlanta. And then Florida, moving to Florida, started my junior year, which was hard for me too. I had kind of developed and just got used to Atlanta, and the love that I had there. But I again needed a little bit more and a change for myself to get to the next portion and just higher level. And at the time, I knew deep down it was right. I knew I needed to do it, but again, it was just hard to let go of certain parts, which is just the thing that athletes have to do, certain sacrifices that you have to give to get to where you want to go. You know.
Let's let's go back. What would you tell yourself based on where you're at now and everything that went on? What what advice would you give your 14-year-old self?
um, First one would probably be lock in school. COVID me was not trying to do schoolwork at all. um, I would say that would probably be the first portion of it, and then two, like have fun, like in practice and just tournaments more, especially tournaments. I feel like some tournaments I would put a lot of pressure on myself when I was younger, and I just did not need to at that age. Um, yeah, I feel like that would be like my biggest part, and like be okay with the process. I feel like that would be the first thing I tell myself. Just be okay with the process and just really work to get better. I feel like a lot, especially I feel like it's more. It might be more than just American tennis, but I feel like at least what I grew up around and just talking to other kids and parents, like a lot of things just like results now, or like and everything at such a young age, and it's just like you have so much to like develop around that age. It's just like you're gonna end up getting better. So just focus on that, and the results are gonna come if you're working on the right things. So yeah, that would probably be the first thing I tell myself.
So, so what advice would you give another athlete in general, tennis, if you wanted to stay there, but athlete in general about the recruiting process?
Um, don't one yeah, be honest with yourself, like um where you are level wise, like in the time of when like recruitment's open. And yes, of course, have goals for yourself and where you want to be. And then also don't be afraid to reach out to coaches yourself. Like, I feel like I don't really, I see some kids or like hear other players doing it so much, but don't be afraid. As soon as recruitment opens, I know for tennis it opens tomorrow, June 15th. So, tomorrow, like, look up the schools that you're interested in and just send out emails, and just, find Instagrams, Twitter if you want to, follow them and just reach out. I say that goes for all sports, honestly. Like, you can, as an athlete, like, you can do your own homework on where you want to go. You don't have to wait for them to come to you, or you can do it outside of your parents as well.
Good advice. What do you think people misunderstand when it comes to becoming, or being a Division One athlete?
Let's see. I feel hey one, it's not easy. I feel like a lot of people just kind of like, especially when you've been playing a sport a while, and even if you've like been around, like me, like I personally, like I growing up when I was 12, 13, I was already around D1 athletes. I was around girls who were committing to, big time power four schools, and I was seeing it already. And so in my head, which is a good thing, I just automatically assumed like that's gonna be me one day because I was around it. I was getting the same teaching, which is like, you envision yourself with it, but in that you also have to put in the work to get there, which and you have to stay consistent because life will throw, especially for athletes, you will get challenged in a lot of different ways, to where that path can deviate. And now, like going through that, like I see, like, okay, like there are times where I was like, certain injuries or just trouble with school or just trying to, going through tough patches, to where it's like, okay, going back to that process piece, like, okay, where do I need to go so I can get to that path, or where do I need to put my mind to where it's like, okay, I need to be focused on this, but also like focus in the fact that if I'm not growing, I'm not gonna get to that goal too, you know. So it's like I kind of went all over the place, but but it's also just yeah, it is not. It's not easy. It is not, you know. But yeah.
4 years from now,
Mhm.
right? It's what do you envision yourself being, coming? Where will you be at?
Yeah, I mean, okay. But yeah, 4 years from now, honestly, like tennis wise, I feel like I have a good idea of where I want to be. I want to be top of lineup. I want to be playing pro tournaments. In between season and things like that, I want to be all American. Um, you know, things like that. Tennis wise, but honestly, outside of tennis, in this here moment, I have no clue. You know exactly where I could be, where I want to be. I would like to have a clear path of what I want to do
Right.
outside of tennis.
What are some of the things you think about?
I love real estate. I've always loved real estate. Um, I have a mind for tech. I feel like one of the things I would love to do is find a way how to, you know, everything's going AI now, so incorporating AI into real estate somehow, finding out a way how to do that, and that would be ideal for me. I just don't know where to start on that right now, but
It's probably there already. It is.
yeah, it probably
You're just
definitely is.
dissecting it.
Yeah. Um, and but I also have a thing for sports, so it's just, you know, we'll see. We shall see.
What do you think your dad is going to struggle with most with you leaving?
Um, the growing up factor. Uh, like just me branching off more and not being me not being around as much. I feel like you're gonna struggle with, and just me like me growing up. You know, me being in college, me doing things on my own, more adulthood type stuff. You know, still gonna be daddy's little girl, but not really daddy's little girl. You know, things like that. I feel like you're gonna struggle with that piece a lot. Just the adult me branching into adulthood.
What do you think our relationship looks like in 4 years?
What our relationship looks like in 4 years? I think it's gonna be great. Like you coming to visit me. Um, you know, 4 years. I want my own spot. You come over. I'll cook you a meal. You know, yeah, like it'll be cool. I feel like it'd be fun. You know, explore the city of Dallas. You know, we should have already done that in 4 years by now.
Yeah,
But this would be cool vibe, like adult Carrington, D Brown, you know.
22-year-old.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I just think that I'm proud of you. I've said this to you many times. I think that we all go through troubling times as a family and situations, but overall, big picture, you've been a great student athlete, great daughter. That again, for the most part, you handled your business. Always want better, worked hard, suffered some injuries, worked through them, some ups and downs. It wasn't a pathway to SMU where we are now. You know, you got to keep working. And it's just the beginning of your next life. But it's always know you. I'm here. I'm just a phone call away. Fighting. Pop off.
Pop Wolf.
Yeah, pops off.
New York accent, right?
It is what it is.
You and your Knicks.
But I got let's flip this. If you feel like it, if you have any questions for me, uh, this whole thing situation. Have some. If you don't, you don't.
Um,
Flip it on you.
yeah, you did. I wasn't expecting that piece. Questions for you. I mean, majority of the questions that I have for you, I don't know about like right now, but at least like in the past, like in the future, it's always just about like the playing and competition and like mind piece of things, and just you going to the pros, the competition, and the team factor, and just how things change, from juniors to college pro. I mean, how college is, you might as well just call it a pros too. And just the business aspect of it, like you told me before, like you um, realized very quickly that how baseball was a business, And honestly, I feel like I'm gonna realize quickly too that although this is fun and it's a game, and they care about me as well, but it also is a business. So I feel like on that factor, I don't know exactly what to ask right now, but I know in the future I will be asking about that piece and that portion and how you kind of went through things and handled things yourself, but still loved and enjoyed to play the game. And enjoyed being around the people that you're with, too. So I feel like that would be number one portion. I can't ask you too much about college because you didn't you didn't experience that factor, right? But yeah, the game and mental aspect for sure. I can see it happening in the future.
Listen, that's it.
Yeah.
That was great. You always speak well. You got a future at this.
Yeah.
Signing off.